Hey everybody, welcome to another exciting episode of Javier in the Air. So today is our COVID episode. So fortunately, I do not have it, though I do have this pesky thing. Well, let me back up. So after last week's episode, I have had some sinus thanks to cedar and other things that are in the air. And I know, yes, I live in Cedar Park, and so that does make it, quite of like, well, you're in Cedar Park, you're gonna get cedar. So I totally get that. Um, but there's normally it doesn't hit me. I had allergy shots for about 10 years when I was a child, going in every couple of weeks for about 10 years. So I have outgrown and built up immunity for a lot of the allergies that I had. Actually, most of them. And in fact, when I was a kid, I didn't get a lot of sinus and colds and stuff like that, probably because of all the allergy shots. So, however, I do get some sinus every now and then from sinus issues every now and then from pollens and stuff like that. So, if I get it, it's horrible for other people that actually have allergies um, today. Um, so if I get bad sinus and I have a cough and I have drainage, it's got to be miserable for other people. So it actually is miserable for other people. So I've been dealing with this cough on and off. I'd have days where I didn't cough at all, and I'm like, okay, I'm done. And then it'd come creeping back at night or early in the morning. And so, um, you got to get those tested to make sure. Plus, I know some people that have been exposed, and I was concerned that maybe I would have that as well today. So I actually got a rapid test. Thanks to Brother Rob for dropping it off, and tested, and it turned out it was negative. So I know some of these rapid tests may not have been um, calibrated for Omicron, but it's the best that we can do right now. So I'm considering myself negative because I don't have any of the other symptoms. I really think it's just sinus and allergies. I'm getting I have a cough, eh, eh, and some sinus, and so I sound a little drugged up. But I'm not on anything right now. Maybe that's what's not helping either. But I wanted to show you. For those of you who may not have taken a rapid test, this is only my second time doing it. Um, what it is and how to actually take the test. So I made a little two videos, one of getting the test and then one showing the results. So I want to excuse me. I want to show it to you, and I'm actually doing this because it's episode 2, so I know I have those great followers out there that don't want to miss an episode, and I don't want to deprive them of me. So I'm doing the episode even though I'm a little. So let's take a look at the COVID test and how to take one, and then we'll come back and I'll talk some more stuff about what else we have to talk about, which is going to be weather, gardening, and our Zen moment, and then we're gonna have our beer. So let's go check out the COVID test. So here I am. I wanted to show the home COVID-19 test. I just took it. It's got about 7 minutes. It's cooking right now. So, for those of you who may not have taken the test, this is specifically Binax Now home test. It looks a little weird. Sometimes the box I had, which was given to me by Brother Rob, didn't have any instructions in it, so I went online and looked. So, what you need to do is you need to take the dropper, you take it, pack out, open up this little container pack here. I think you saw it there. And then you take the dropper here. I think you saw that. If not, like, take the dropper here and squeeze 6 drops into the other side of this. It opens up. It's a two side thing. 6 drops into the top hole, only the top hole, and then you take this long swab, and you perform basically a lobotomy, and you cram it up. It says only 3/4 of an inch, but 3/4 of an inch feels like this long when you're doing it. Cram it up in one of your nostrils and do some circles in there. It's gonna feel weird, and you're gonna go ha ha. You just cram it in there for about 15 seconds, and then take a deep breath, cram it into the other side for another 15 seconds, and then you put it into the bottom hole. I can't show you because, of course, it's all closed now. Into the bottom hole and move it around 3 to 5 times. I did it 5 times. Remove the adhesive that's on the other side. This is it right here. Close it so that you can see you can see it like here. But the whole time you want to leave this flat on the surface. And if you have gloves, wear them. If not, just give your hands a good wash before you do any of this. So now you're supposed to wait 15 minutes. And it says 15 minutes, no more, no less. 15 minutes. So don't come back in 20 minutes and read it because it's probably going to give you a different reading is what I can tell. So cram the whole thing. So I'll know what it is here shortly. However, I have been fighting a cough and some sinus for quite a few days now. So chances are it may be positive. I don't know. But I'm probably going to quarantine to be on the safe side for everyone's sake that I know. So if you haven't done it, there's a home test and you can see how to do it. If you have done it, it cleared out my sinus for a little while. I have to tell you that. It didn't get a lot of mucus on there, but I mean, it just packed it in there so that I could breathe normally. So there is that positive note. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so it's been 15 minutes, and as you see there, it says for positive, it's double pink line. For negative, it's just the top pink line. So this is showing as negative. However, I want to be sure. And let's see if I can. It says to be really sure, to make sure that there's not even a trace of that pink line on that other side. So there is absolutely no pink line on there. Now, it also doesn't give a warning, but they're to worry about potentially if I had Omicron, was this a valid test for it? Now, it says it detects Delta. It doesn't say for sure whether it detects Omicron, so we'll see. It didn't cure my cough, though. It's not a cure, it's just a test. So, anyway, that's how you do it. Sorry. Having my cup of hot tea here to try to help out, keep my voice mellow for the podcast, and just also because the nice hot tea keeps the throat nice and warm from all this stuff going down there. So there's the test for you. So, and I find rather interesting if you look at the shirt I have on right now, and you look at the shirt I have during the test, it's the same shirt. So there's some sort of weird calibration going on, or weird, not weird. This is from using a ring light to give me a little bit more softer tones and actually show more of the color. Because I was told last year I had a lot of dark podcasts, and so I got this light to make sure we keep brightness going on here. So, and that other one, the one from the COVID test, is from my phone. So, this is actually the color that it should be, what you're seeing here from my camera on my laptop. So the fact that the camera on my phone shows it about 2 shades darker is very interesting to me. So I don't know if there's a way to calibrate your phone or not. If somebody knows of a way you can calibrate your camera on your Samsung, on a Samsung, let me know, and then we can go from there. So anyway, I got sidetracked. So there's your COVID test. Please, if you're feeling bad, get the test done. I know it may be cedar allergies, but I also want a little caveat. I could have tried to test myself way early on, and I didn't want to because I wanted to try to um, leave. There was a shortage of tests at one point, and I wanted to make sure that the people that need it, teachers, uh, perhaps the police, um, retail workers, waiters, people that need these tests in order to work. I was letting. I wanted to let them get those tests first because I know there was a shortage of tests. So I didn't test earlier, or as early as I probably should have, even though the test is currently showing negative, because I wanted to make sure that they got it. So currently there is now not an abundance, but there are like the normal amount of tests that you would find on a normal day. So I was able to get one again from the brother Rob. But so wanted to make sure that if you are feeling bad and you think you might have COVID and you are going nowhere and you have no one that you're going to spread it to, like myself, I have my COVID bubble, but I had a tendency the past week or so to just kind of stay away from most people. And I had tested negative earlier, and then I tested negative here. I could have tested way, way early, but I didn't because I wanted to let those tests be used by people. So, anyway, um, so I got the test now. So, if you're feeling bad and you want to get tested and you need it for your job, by all means, get tested. And let's go back and harp on the fact that if you haven't gotten vaccinated, one, idiota, two, estúpido, three, why aren't you getting it? Why aren't you getting it? Get it. And I think my fan base are ones that actually are pretty much all vaccinated, so good for you. Spread the word. I am not really one to spread the word of things, but when it comes to vaccinations, I am really on board with that. I do have some family and friends who do not believe in vaccinations, and I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. If you don't want to on a personal level and you're an adult, then don't do it. However, you won't be seeing me in person. You won't be seeing any of my friends in person. You won't be seeing probably a lot of people in person because people are concerned. Yes, this variant, by the way, look it up, is not as bad as far as Delta and some of the other variants have been, but you still need to get vaccinated so that the variant does not hurt you. Omicron does not hurt you as bad as if you weren't vaccinated. So let's put it this way: having two hands cut off, that's really bad. And if you only have one cut off instead, hey, that's better. You still had a hand cut off. So get vaccinated so that you don't have to worry about getting your hand. Now, if you're vaccinated, it's like getting maybe your little finger crushed. Like, ow, okay, but you're going to be okay. It hurts? Yes. You may not feel good for a while? Yes. But in the long run, it's going to be all right. Whereas opposed to getting the hands cut off like I did in the horrible scenario that I just tried. So, let's get it done, people. In fact, I had a great conversation with my sister yesterday talking about herd immunity, my older sister, Aida. And we talked a little bit about what that means. So it still means 90% of a society has to be either with COVID, in this case, we're talking COVID, or exposed by being vaccinated. So we were going back and forth on that, and I looked it up. It is vaccinated and or exposed to whatever it is, in this case, COVID. So you need about 95% of the community to be exposed or vaccinated, or exposed in one way, which includes vaccination, in order to get herd immunity. Now, what does herd immunity mean? It means that because enough of the population that you are in, it has been exposed, vaccination or or getting the COVID, that the last 5% of that population won't get it because everybody else is covered. They've either gotten it and they're no longer infectious, or they have been vaccinated. And even if they get it, a mild case of it, they themselves are also not infectious. So there's now this is not 100% accurate. This is a theory. Herd immunity has been proven and then disproven in different places, but for the most part, it's a pretty good rule of thumb if you want to try to go that. Now, the problem that we see is that people start shouting herd immunity, herd immunity, herd immunity, and we're nowhere near 95% coverage. I doubt it if we're in 80% coverage, because the people that are shouting that are way more than 5% of the population, unfortunately. So what does that mean? That means someone, if you want to get to if you want to get to herd immunity, true herd immunity, find out what that figure is, that number of 5% of the population of the United States. Or let's try to be even more, let's try to be nice. 5% of the population of the town you live in. 5%. Well, one, find out what that number is. Two, find out exactly how many people have been exposed via vaccine or actually exposure to the COVID. And then see if if you can stay part of that 5%. Guarantee you're not even gonna be anywhere close to 5%. It's gonna be closer to 10 or 15%. And then see what you can do if you don't want the shot, that you can convince the other 10% of the population of your town that they should get vaccinated so that you don't have to. Okay, let's do that. I will actually like that, to see you as an individual convince everyone else around you or anyone else around you to get vaccinated so that you yourself do not have to get the shot. Okay? How about we do that? If you can do that, then I would say, all right, then don't get the shot. Personal, my opinion. I know, like I said, I have family and friends that don't want to get in. That's fine, but that's neither here nor there now. If you can do that, then one, good for you. Two, you're very sociable. You might want to run for president. And three, that has helped out your community. So if you really want to help out your community and you don't want to get vaccinated, do what I said. 5% of the population, find out what that number is of your town. Convince everybody else so that you can get to 5%, and then don't get vaccinated. So let's go with that. Okay, so let's move on. Get off of my soapbox and get on here. We're going to talk a little bit about the weather and a little bit about upcoming gardening. So let's go to weather. So weather, we have had some really cold, and coming through this part of Texas, Cedar Park and Austin, and all parts of Central and South Texas, actually. The weather has been quite cold. Not cold enough to have snowpocalypse or snowmageddon. So, I mean, it's been above freezing, so it's not that bad. I do know some folks like out in the Dakotas that are in negative 20 plus degrees, more or less, for a couple of days. And then they would get snow, and then it would warm up to a nice balmy 30, and sometimes 33, because some of the snow would melt, and then a day or two later, bam, negative numbers again. So I know I shouldn't complain, but I do live here in Texas, and the warmth is something that I really enjoy. So it's cold. Okay, so the cold's coming in and out. This is typical of what you get around this time in this part of Texas. 30 below, freezing, horribleness. The next day, 50s, 60s, 70s. It's great. Friday, it was 74 degrees here in the Cedar Park, Austin area. And then Saturday morning, 32. So we all have our moments. And we have to do what we can to survive this horrible, horrible weather in Cedar Park, Texas. So Okay, so that's the weather. We're not expecting anything worse. It's going to be like this, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down for the next couple of weeks until we actually get into either a serious cold or not cold at all. So that's another thing about Texas. So again, not only are you seeing this in the temperatures, but you'll also see that as far as seasonal goes. So flip flops, sure. UGG boots, why not? Take it all with you because you're never going to know what the weather is, as it's going to change every couple of hours. Leading to that, or that leads into gardening. So, for those of you that follow my gardening adventures and are gardeners themselves, welcome. Welcome to Javier in the Air. There is some items and some things that I'm doing to get ready for gardening. I have cleared out my beds because of the weather the last couple of weeks. I did not cover my garden beds correctly, and sadly, all my stuff died. So, um, I had to tear out all what was left of my melons, and I have to say, I got them growing well, except they never flowered, so they never gave me melons. So the vines were great. They were growing. They were lush. They were green. Everything looked great. Never got any flowers, so I never got any melons. The kuka melons, the tiny little melons, I did get some of those. They turned out real nice. They did taste like cucumbers. They were probably good for salads, but I didn't get that many. So I did spread some around on Christmas Day with some friends and family that were here, and then I was able to get like three or four more, and I just ate them as I was in the kitchen. Unfortunately, the cold has killed everything, so I had to tear all that up, all the melon vines up. My loofah, which was doing so good, I had two little tiny blooms. Excuse me, that have. Okay, I'm so excited about it. I was so upset. That's why I'm coughing. Um, Two little loofah blooms that would then eventually, hopefully, turn into actual loofahs and then start growing as the loofahs should. Dead. So I had two. I was excited. I thought I put a cover over them, and I had a little warm plant light in there so that it would stay above freezing and everything. Wind blew off the coverings that I had and pretty much just killed everything. So back to square one. So I am waiting till about the first week of February, and then I'm going to try to plant some of my multicolored carrots, some golden beets again, if I can get some from Gardener James and Zaida over there next door, or two doors down. And I will probably maybe some radishes. I don't know yet. So I'm looking through this heirloom seed catalog to see if I can find something that I would be really interested in growing. If you have an idea of something that I should grow, by the way, not tomatoes. So if you have something that I should grow, think I should grow, let me know. Remember, this is Texas, so I am not able to grow the ganja. So that is not an option. Other ones may still be on the table, other types of things to grow. I'm looking more for vegetables, not flowers, because the garden beds I have are for gardening for vegetables and fruits. So if you have any ideas, let me know. So now we're going to switch over. So that's the gardening and weather. So hopefully, if you enjoy gardening, you will keep watching this show. I will have episodes as we go along through the year of the different types of plants. Plus, I guarantee I'll have videos from Farmer James and Farmer Zaida because they're like Mr. and Mrs. Green Jeans over there, and they're able to grow things very well. So we should have some videos from them throughout the year showing what exactly they're growing and how well and how well they grow and how poorly I grow. So anyway, now we're going to go to our Zen moment, and so I hope you enjoy it. This is not one that has a poem by Jay Anderson. He was not feeling well either, and so it will just be a straightforward Zen moment. So please enjoy. Thanks a lot. Okay, so there's your moment of zen. Like I said, Jay Anderson was not able to make a poem in time for this. He wasn't feeling well, so hopefully he'll feel better and he can start having someone. He'll be back at it next week. So, but I thought that was a really good one to do. And then also, I wanted to let you know some people have been asking about some of the music I use here. So, the music that I use is royalty free, that comes in with my software that I purchased a subscription of called Filmora Wondershare. And they have some music in there. They don't really have a lot of information about the music that they have in there because I guess it is royalty free. However, the name of this, the music that I used for the Zen moment is called Use in Wondering. So very cool, very cool. Um, but that's about all I have the information on. Excuse me. Again, the cough is still there. So I thought it was interesting. I thank you for asking about the music. I do appreciate the artists that are out there that are doing work for, I guess, for Filmora and for other pieces like that. If I can find out any more information on them, I will let you know. Maybe I can put together a super long music episode where I just have some of the music to show off some of the music that Filmora is using on their editing software. So I think that'd be cool. Be good if I could find out the artist, then I'll definitely will put together an episode like that so that these artists can get more exposure. Because we all want to be exposed, right? And so we'll go from there. I know that was a bad joke. It was like a dad joke, but I wanted to get it in there anyway. So, okay, so we're just about done. So I hope you've been hanging in there. And once again, I'd like to thank everybody that hangs out and watches Javier in the Air. If you like what you see, let me know. If you don't like what you see, let me know. If you think there's things I can do better, let me know. And if you know of any businesses and organizations that would like to be on my show, I am willing to get them out there. Let me know and we can do something. Yes, I'm getting worse as it goes, so that's why it's another reminder why I should wrap up. So, um, all that's left is the beer, and I know I'm probably going to hear from my mother about this, that why are you drinking beer when you're not feeling well, but then again, what else am I going to do with the beer? It's here, I got to drink it, Ma. That's how it works. So, okay, so um, I have something that I've never had before. I know that's hard to believe with all the beer I've been doing on these 3 seasons plus the 100 beers that I did for prior to this podcast. Um, and this is brought to us by two black-owned breweries that have collaborated to put together this, and it's going to take some reading, so bear with me. Um, this is from two breweries called Crowns and Hops out of where are they from? Inglewood, California, and then also Black Calder Brewery, and they are out of Grand Rapids, Michigan. So they collaborated on this. Once again, Crowns and Hops Brewing out of Inglewood and Black Calder out of Grand Rapids, Michigan. So this is actually called the Blue Peach um, Fruited Gose Ale with blueberry, peach, vanilla, cinnamon, coriander, and black lava salt. That's right, black lava salt. I noticed that the beers are now getting more and more elaborate, and I like that. They may not always do well, but I like that they're trying to do things out there. So let me put this down for a minute. And I wanted to read to you. This is, it says it's a collaboration for change. So, and I wanted to show off the can itself. The blue peach, you see that right there. The blue peach. And then I'll show you the back. And you can see the Crown and Hops. And you can see the Black Calder. There. Crown and Hops, Black Calder. And then I want to read you something on the back. It says the Blue Peach is a collaboration between black-owned brewing companies, Crown and Hops Brewing Company, Inglewood, California, and Black Calder Brewing Company, Grand Rapids, Michigan. Brewed in honor of Stacey Abrams. Stacey Abrams, I want to make sure I get that right. Uh, Activist, politician, and defender of voters' rights. This is the only time that you'll see me talk about politics. It's when it's related to a beer. Um, they also have this QR code on there that you can scan to learn more about Fair Fight, her organization to fight voter suppression and protect voter rights in America. So I think it's really cool what they're trying to do. Show you the QR code right there. So if you have a chance, go out there and get this. I'm sure it's a limited edition. The Blue Peach in honor of Stacey Abrams, activist and political fighter, and it's a fruited ghost ale, which I just noticed is 6.6 ABV, so not bad. So enough of all that. And once again, I want to thank the Boutique for having this type of beer out there so that I can have it on my show. And also, I will be going there again this week when I'm feeling better. I will be going there to see Scott and Jana and pick up some more beers because I am now out. And so I will do that. If you know of some beers that you want me to try that I haven't shown on the show, be sure and let me know. Okay, so where's my glass? All right. So here we go. Blue Peach. Now, right off the bat, it's not blue. Just want to make that clear to everybody. Get as much as I can in there to get that nice fruity goodness. Let me get the microphone back in to make sure my voice is coming through fine, even though I know it's a little grating, and I apologize for that. So here's the look to it. It's a little muted on the camera. Got a little bit more red to it than you might see in the camera, and as you can see the little ring light over here on there. So we're gonna give it a go. Let me give it a smell first. And yes, I can still smell it. So obviously, I don't have certain variants of COVID. Really nice fruity smell to it. I know there was a lot of fruit and other spices in there. So right now I'm just smelling some fruit to it. And by the way, aroma is very important to me and important to a lot of people as far as beer are concerned, and even other types of spirits and stuff like that. So by the way, I hope you enjoyed my new opening for this section, spirits, brought to you by our suggestion made by Ma. And thanks, Ma, for that. I will now be using that opening bit for our spirits. But of course, today is beer. Okay, so the taste does not. I don't really taste any fruit in it. So I know we talked about a bunch of different other stuff in there too, but I don't taste any fruit in it. Now, because of what I've been doing to help out with my high blood pressure and other items of my health, I have removed a large percentage of sodium from my diet. Cut it all out, and almost all out, and because of that, when something has salt in there, I can really now taste the salt. So and going off on a tangent here, if you do that, go 30 days with the minimum of salt, 30 days with minimum of salt, and then go out, get a fast food burger, go out and cook something that's from a frozen box. Or even just go and have a regular slice of pizza. You'll know what I'm talking about when it comes to the amount of salt that's in our everyday routine, every day of food. So because of this, which is now I'm back to the beer, because of this, I can really taste the salt in there. Now I'm not a salt connoisseur, so I know the different types of salt, and so this is definitely black lava salt. I know it's lava salt because I've been told it's lava salt. But other than that, I would just know it's salt. So definitely there is a taste of salt to this. There's a certain tingle on my tongue. Um, I can taste the coriander. It's a very particular taste. If you've never had coriander straight and just dip your little finger into your spice box and taste it, you might want to do that also because it will help your palate to mature and grow. And then you'll start noticing some of these in beers and wines and alcohols and even in non-alcoholic drinks. If you start growing your palate by tasting the different spices, very, very mildly taste them, you'll get what I'm talking about. So I can taste the coriander. I can't really taste the vanilla. And let's see what else was in here. Um, I think the blueberry and peach is what I smell, is what the aroma is coming from. So definitely the fruit smell. I don't taste the vanilla or the cinnamon. But I do taste the coriander and the black lava salt. Overall, I'm not a huge fan of ghost ale, but this is pretty good. So, excuse me, I'm going to give this a. I'm going to give this a 6.5 thumbs up. So, for those of you who don't know, its scale is 0 to 10 and every point in between. So, this is a 6.5. I want to thank the Boutique again for having this beer out there for me to be able to try. Crowns and Hops and Black Calder. I think as far as the collaboration goes, it's awesome. I think as far as taste goes, like I said, it's a 6.5. I'm gonna be out there looking for more of your individual beers and then see if you have any other collaboration. If there's any other collaboration you'd like me to try, I will be more than happy to. Just reach out to me or go ahead and or reach out to me to get my address and you can send me some more of the sample beers that you'd like me to try for my show. So, that's it today for the show. I hope everyone has enjoyed it. I know it's been good for me to get me moving again. I've been kind of lazy, walking here and there, but not much because of this cough. And hopefully by next week it'll be totally gone so that I can get back to the normal excitedness that I have for this show. And I hope everyone had a good time watching it. If you are off tomorrow, please remember that it is MLK Day and be appropriate for that. But still enjoy yourself on the rest of the day because a day off is a day off for those of you that work. And enjoy yourselves. Have a good rest of the week. And I will see everybody next week. Take care now. Hey, real quick. I was going back and editing the production of episode 2 of Javier In The Air, and I realized that I mushed together both talking about the Zen moment and the new section about spirits. So I'm going to be breaking that up, and I have a new spirits opening for my beer and alcohol and all the other things I taste. I'm sorry about that, Ma. I realized too late that I couldn't squeeze it in, so I'll have it next week. Thanks a lot.